What's going on, guys? It's Shane with Blacktop Racing. I am here with Alejandro, and we are here in this lovely NSX, man. Woo, first time being in one of these, driving, and then Danny's gonna come in with his little cameo. What's up, Danny?
You cute couple look good together.
Oh, yeah. We're not getting married yet.
Almost.
So AJ's let me drive his car. This is a
95 Acura Honda NSX.
and this is actually the first year that they had traction control. So he actually has a little post-it that says, hey, make sure you turn off the traction control. So we made sure that's actually off. He ran earlier today. Car was looking good. There's little things that we just have to keep in mind about the car, such as the brakes. Light will come on, so just got to double check that. But for the most part, car's been running good. It sounds great.
Yeah, feels good. It's understeering a lot, so I might need to make some setup changes. There's a little issue with the ABS system. I think the e-brake is engaging too early, and that's tripping the ABS, so it's very inconsistent. Some runs will do it, some runs not. So you'll either have ABS or you don't. You don't really know.
So it's like, look down and see, but I'll just be nice on the brakes today. Yep. There's only really a handful of areas where you kind of had to get down on it, but for the most part, I trail brake. So the thing is, with the NSX being an MR, I have to actually be very cautious with the trail braking, because there's times where so there's gonna be times where the rear just gonna want to come around. So
we'll see. We'll see.
See how this kind of works out. All right, let's see. Woo! That is no power steering right there. Feels good. I'm actually still in first gear. Just want to see how it winds out. Feels pretty good. Oh, okay. I actually do feel the
ABS
brakes there. Yeah. All right, it's pretty touchy as far as the ABS. Turns pretty well.
Yep.
The power is nice and linear. See if we can get on this. So this actually has a pretty long wheelbase. You can feel the rear end gripping pretty well. It is understeering a little bit, but nothing crazy. A little late on the slaloms here. The power delivery is super smooth. Still missing that braking area. So here, it turns in really well, and you can actually feel that it's long. Like, this car isn't totally small.
It's got a big booty.
It's got a big booty. So the car feels different. Got a 63.037 there. And just warming up the car, warming up myself. It actually doesn't do bad with some trail braking. How much? What's some of the specs that you got on this? Because you've been working on it for a while since you got it.
Yeah, so it's basic ST prep, basically. Coilovers, just brake pads. I made an intake. It's got headers, custom exhaust. That's basically it. There's not a whole lot, and then some interior pieces, lighten it up, but nothing extreme, nothing crazy.
Okay. And you've come a long way. Like, this is one of the cars that you really wanted to get, isn't it?
Yep. So I'm a Honda guy, if you don't know me. I got 5 Hondas at home.
And I'll tag in some of his Hondas that he has there. You have STS, two cars in STS that are Hondas.
So my actual race car is a Mugen. It's a 91 Civic Si. That car is actually very fast. So this is more just a toy, just for fun.
And he was actually running with us in STR. Granted, the car isn't actually classed at all in ST, but it was one of those things like and I can see that the gearing's so tall that you're actually out of the power band. I was trying that in first gear, and we actually got a good ways before I even needed a switch. So with this V6, it actually revs up to 8,000 RPM. So not many modern day V6s actually rev up to 8,000.
Still pretty good motor even for today's standards.
Yeah. And this is the C motor versus some of the modern.
It's a C30. It's a 3.0. Which is, everybody thinks it's a Honda Odyssey van motor, but it's not. It's
it's totally different?
It is a completely unique motor to this car. So yeah, it doesn't make a ton of horsepower. I think back in the day, it was pretty good. today's standards, no, not so much, but it's still pretty good. I mean, the car's just under 3,000 pounds, maybe 275 to the wheels, so it's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. And the delivery is nice and smooth with this. I mean, in second gear, we're not getting it up, really whining it out or anything.
No.
But the power delivery is nice and smooth, not too much chirping. The rear isn't unsettling. And due to this one, it drove a Cayman earlier. And one of the things is, hey, the Cayman being the modern like MR, how do they feel versus the NSX? And I believe that car almost feels a little shorter as far as wheelbase. There's something
feels
about
smaller.
it.
Feels slighter, yeah.
So, but this car feels good. We do have the top on, so I'm kind of slouched in. But you know, I didn't actually change any of my seating positions or anything. I just want to kind of feel out how the car is. Let me try moving up just a hair.
Yeah, it might be hard with the harness.
It's fine. So here we go. Braking in here. The rear actually doesn't come around as much as I am petrified about, so it's actually good. It takes a little hop.
There it is.
Yeah, so once you get it like pendulum wise, then it wants to come around. But other than that, it's pretty good. Slalom's like a beast. Jeez. Here, I finally nailed here. It rotates pretty well. It's not crazy, but it does have that little understeer. It gets from A to B fairly quickly, but a very nice, smooth delivery on it. It's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
So ran a 60.7.
Yeah.
So the car's dynamics is pretty darn nice. It's different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's definitely different.
I'm still getting used to it.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things about this, like the steering. The steering is not modern whatsoever.
Well, it is electronic.
It is electronic.
It is, but it doesn't feel like it.
No, not at all.
It feels like manual, but it is electronic.
Wow.
First year they went to an electronic rack, but it's still, when you're driving it, feels like a manual rack.
So this is probably the best electronic rack that I've ever felt, as far as I'm feeling out what's going on with the front end, which is super rare nowadays. You know, you jump out of the NDs, for example, and you can obviously tell, hey, yes, this is definitely electronic. I'm just gonna chill over here.
Yeah.
It's definitely electronic. This car feels kind of like an A in the Miata, where you kind of have to work for it, and that's the joy in it.
Right.
You can feel so much going on, and we got to hear this thing sing. Oh, dude, this thing sounds nice.
So I got a shout out to my buddy Greg Jones at Pipe Dreams Fabrication. He did custom exhaust work on this, and he's done 2 exhaust systems on this car. And if you guys need exhaust work, if you're in Maryland, in the area, he is the best around. I don't trust anybody with my car, and he is the best.
Yeah, he does great work. He's done some work on mine. He's done a lot of work on countless autocrossers here, and even race cars. So he does a good job. He's a stickler in the sense of, you know, he's not going to half-ass it. He's going to make sure that the job is done well. So see his information down below. I'll hit him up to make sure I can tag his phone number or what have you, but at least his email or something is going to be down below. So as far as the car, just to kind of recap a little bit about the car. So it does a little wonky thing as far as when the car is sliding, like the rear kind of does a little hop.
Yeah.
But it's controllable. The front end, well, how much camber do you have on this thing all around?
So I'm maxed out in the front. It's stock adjustment, which is around -2.
Okay.
-2.5 in the back. So yeah, and it's got Koni ground control. So the Konis, that's probably what you're feeling. It's not that great. It doesn't handle bumps that well. It's pretty stiff. But you know, it's pretty livable. It'll do what I need it to do.
I mean, we got to go back. This isn't set up for autocrossing.
No.
It's a car that he brings out to autocrossing. But I mean, it's got the look. It's got the feel. He's putting all the little doodads, the nice little red here on the steering wheel. I mean, you know, you're laid back in supercar fashion. You've also taken this out to the track with some of the NSX guys, and you're going to be doing some future ones as well.
Yep.
So, and AJ, shout out to AJ because he does great pictures here locally, and you can check him out on his Facebook. And he's out here tirelessly working. We don't get paid for this stuff.
No.
Why are we doing it?
Oh man, I'm tired. Today's been hard.
We're exhausted. This is hard work, folks.
Yeah.
But the car is nice. Now it's to talk about will it be class in ST? Probably not. Even if it was class, the gearing is actually the shortcomings I think of it being in that power band. And you're limited with the amount of tire that you can fit on this car.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
the big problem on this car is the front tire. You cannot fit a big tire unless you get some wide body. So if you see an NSX with a wide body, that's the only reason. Like they want to put a big tire up front, most likely. Because I'm running 225s, and that's max. I mean,
really?
I had to work it to fit that, and that's pretty max. I could maybe squeeze a 235, but I might chew up my fender a little. So I don't really know.
And how about the rear?
Rear is pretty open. I have a 255, which most guys run. I could fit a 265, maybe
I think
even
throw off the balance
275. Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
I can put the power down. That's not a problem.
Yeah, power delivery on this car was good. It only stepped out that one time because of the pendulum effect with the trail braking pendulum effect coming into effect. That's where that kind of danced out, and I actually saw it coming up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna floor it. Trail brake.
You'll know. It'll tell you. You'll know when it comes around.
And it was progressive. It wasn't like, okay, you're gonna die today.
No, it doesn't whip like that.
Yeah, it was nice and easy coming around. The brakes. I was tentative on the brakes, so I was just braking in a lot earlier. Didn't want to worry about too much. But it was doing good. Back to this guy. We're gonna end it on that. Any shout outs that you want? I know you got a business doing your thing with the dog heads.
Yeah. If you're around Bethesda, DC area, I got a dog walking business. If you got a dog, if you need help, let me know. And shout out to Carceps, Brian Carwin. I got his name on my car.
The Zen Master.
He helps out a lot. I always ask him questions. So if you ever need anything, contact him too. He's great.
All right, guys. So we're gonna end it on that. Thank you to Agile Auto for the season sponsorship there, along with Apex Junkie. Thanks, Alejandro, again for letting me drive his lovely NSX. This thing is actually fun. It's a nice throwback. An electric steering that actually feels like it's just straight manual out of like an NA, a 1990 something NA. It's crazy. I love it. So, see you guys there, and I'm gonna play with my fuzzy again. I need to put it a little higher. Gotta rub it, man.
Yeah. It's like a good luck bunny.
Yeah, exactly. A little charm sitting there. See you guys later.
See ya.
Oh, darn the harness.
Yeah, don't forget.